Brad Holmes is going to be talking with the media on Monday, and an opportunity to kind of recap what happened this season, look forward. I imagine there's going to be more looking forward than there is looking back. But one of the things you're looking forward to is, what is the future for this team? They've got 30 free agents on the roster that they're going to have to deal with. They're not all unrestricted. Some are restricted. But they're going to have to make decisions on guys, and there's a ton of them. And you know that there's going to be a player or two from that list that you're like, oh, they got to bring him back, and they don't. And that's going to be kind of heartbreaking in a way. You also know that you've got the biggest question out there right now is about the quarterback, and is he going to get extended? But what do you want Brad Holmes to say on Monday? I mean, is it a guy that you want back? Is oh, please, reassure me that this is happening? Is it working on a contract for Amon-Ra St. Brown? I just looked at the contracts for the players, and this is why they're in a great position. With the offense in particular, they're spending $10 million a year on the running game, on just the running backs. Between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, those two make this upcoming season are going to make almost between $10 and $11 million, just under $11 million. You add to that, Amon-Ra St. Brown's contract pays him $1.25 million for this upcoming season. For those three playmakers, and I think that's roughly 35 touchdowns from those three guys, you're talking about $12 million spent. That's why this team is in a position right now where the window is wide open for them to take advantage of competing. You got players that are early on in these contracts, and they are productive. And when you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, good God, that's productive. David Montgomery had a great season, and he's look, they're paying him decent money. They're paying both those guys really good money. But, I know a lot of people look each year to year and see one great running back. Oh, go after this guy. Go after Jacobs. Go after, Derrick Henry. And those guys might get north of $10 million on a contract. And like, oh, here we go. Okay. Or look at San Francisco. What are they paying McCaffrey? Like close to $20 million? Are you going to tell me that McCaffrey is a better value at $20 million than having Gibbs and Montgomery at half that? So this is why they're at where they're at. But there are players that you have to look at and say, okay, what do I want to hear? Do I want to hear that they're working on an extension for St. Brown? Do I want to hear nothing positive about negotiations taking place with Jared Goff? Or where are you? What do you want to hear from Brad Holmes?
So I don't imagine he's going to say a lot of, go into detail a lot on all that stuff. So the tenor, what I'm hoping to hear and hoping to gain from the press conference on Monday is that he's looking to be aggressive. And I understand people bring up the word sustainability all the time. I want the Lions to continually go to NFC Championship games as well every year, compete in the playoffs, host playoff games. But I want the Super Bowl more. And so I want him to know that there is a fine line you could walk here with sustainability, but also being aggressive, because the window can close before you know it because of an injury. It's not even just contract. If we just spoke about how Teddy Bridgewater, I think, only took 3 snaps this year.
Right.
That doesn't happen for like half the league. Half the league was starting guys off the street just to get by on a week in, week out basis. So if you're able to escape that, the injury to your quarterback, you want to go to the Super. I mean, it's almost like it's Super Bowl or bust. So I want him, just the tenor to be, they're going to be aggressive. They know that they're in a great spot right now. They have a ton of cap space. Yes, they have to re-sign a lot of their own players, but I think they're honestly like 1 or 2 big moves away from taking this team to not just competing for the Super Bowl, but being one of the real favorites of the Super Bowl. So that's what I want to hear, Gator.